Today I'm going to show you how to import assets and create animation using the Wick Editor. So we're going to use assets created in other software to build this animation over here. As you can see, this is looping animation. So we got this nice loop, filling the coffee mug with coffee using this coffee maker. I prepare all assets in Affinity Designer. You can prepare your graphic assets in different software. It can be Adobe Illustrator, Photoshop, Procreate, whatever you like to use. Now I need to export my assets as PNGs without background, with transparent background. Alright, after you got your assets ready, you can open the Wick Editor. Next, we need to import them inside the program. So let's launch the web editor. If you never used the Wick Editor, this is the free web-based software, very similar to old Adobe Flash. Alright, here I am in the blank new project. I'm going to modify project settings. I want to change the resolution of my animation to 1080p, Full HD, apply. Now I can zoom out to see the whole artboard. I can also click recenter. It's time to use asset library on the right side of the screen. Let's upload some images. So upload my 4 assets and here they are. I got 1 background and 3 coffee mugs. I will use the layer that is already here as my background. So simply drag and drop your asset from the asset library panel. You can change the position to 0, 0 to be sure that it's exactly in the center. Alright, and now my background that I have prepared in Affinity Designer is already here in the Wick Editor. I rename this layer to backdrop. I got my background on the first frame. I want to extend that to multiple frames like this. Now it's spanning across 40 frames. I can lock this layer, so I will not draw it on this one by mistake. I just add the second layer and I'm ready to create a first frame here. Just simply drag and drop the next image. Here's my mug. Let's move it to frame number 5. So this will start from frame number 5 like this. I want to add tween to this object. So I want to just set up keyframes for it, and all frames in between will be done by the software. To do that, simply click on it and then add tween in the timeline like this. Now I can simply extend this frame and add a new keyframe somewhere here. If I add new keyframe here, one more here, I will be able to modify the position on this keyframe. So my object will move here. This is the first keyframe. I want my object to be smaller. We can also resize or rotate the object using tweening. Hold the shift to maintain the proportion of your object. Alright, my object start here and then it will move to this keyframe. I need to relocate this object over here and then finally land on the coffee maker. So I'm tweening this object from the side of the screen to the coffee maker. As you can see, very fast process. I don't need to draw it frame by frame, anything like that. In the Wick Editor, I can simply tween the object that I got here. Nice, I already got 22 frames. It's time to add a new layer, layer number 3. We're going to use it above, so I will drag it above the layer number 2. I will need to do some frame by frame animation here for coffee itself. So let's click here maybe on frame 22 and we can start drawing from here. I will need to see the mark below, so I will drag and drop the blank mark, the one with our face. I tune on onion skin, as you can see, so I can see the previous frame and position this mark correctly. You can tune on and off onion skin anytime from the canvas tool panel. Alright, I got this mark. Let's extend that frame so I can see him across multiple frames. And now it's time for me to use the built-in brush. I will set up the color using the spectrum here. I need brown color. I'm going to draw coffee frame by frame. This is the very classic way of animating objects. You need to draw them again and again. It's very time consuming. It's why most of my animation is actually twinning object, adding movement to them, keyframes, only for very detailed elements like this coffee hill dripping to the mark. This is something I need to draw frame by frame. This built-in brush is not great, but should be enough for very simple frame by frame sequence like this. Alright, I simply need to redraw it again and again on the next frame. I got my onion skin on so I can see the previous frame. Alright guys, this is quite time consuming and boring process, so I'm going to speed up this drawing sequence when I'm drawing this frame by frame. Alright, my frame by frame sequence is finished, as you can see here. I got this coffee pouring to this mark. That's what I need. We can zoom out now. And I'm ready to add a next coffee cup that I have prepared before. So let me just drag and drop the next one over here at the end of the sequence. Coffee tree, the one with the face. This is the full mark. I'm going to use it to close the animation. Alright, here it is. And now I'm going to use similar technique like I used at the beginning of it. I'm going to twin this object to fly out of the screen. So let's add twin to it. Next step, extend the frame like this. You can add next keyframe and move the object on this keyframe. Alright, extension again. One more keyframe here, as you can see, no background, so I must extend that layer as well. Let's extend the background further, like this. One more keyframe here. Alright. Now I can simply reposition the mark using Move tool. So it should end up here, a little bit smaller. Rotation, alright, this is the final position. This is the first movement. So just move it slightly up, slowly. This is full mug. We got coffee inside, so we need to move slow at the beginning. Alright, and then we can speed up a little bit. Something like that. As you can see, you can also roll back the background. If you extend it too far, you can simply pull it back. Let's check what we got so far. So coffee mug coming here, filling with coffee, going out. Coming in, filling with coffee, coming out. Alright, nice. Just one thing is missing. There's lack of phase. During this phase of filling up the coffee, I need some kind of phase for the mug as well. So I need to draw that. In addition, I can also add a little detail like a green lamp turning on. So we got this gray dial at the top of the coffee maker. I can turn it green to show that the machine is operating. So I just add a layer number 4 to do that. I need to do it on the separate layer at the top. So I can use the shape tool in this case. We got circle tool built in the Wick Editor. So green color, no outline. Let's zoom in a little bit. Position yourself on the correct frame and I can cover this area with the shape. You can always reposition objects using Move tool. Let's extend that to cover this area of the animation while I'm filling the mug with the coffee. Alright, that's nice. Little detail. And now just one last thing we need to do. So the face for the mug while I'm filling the cup. So I will need one more layer for this project. Let's add a new layer here and drag it up. Usually when you add a new layer it will show at the bottom and the timeline. You need to drag it up. Alright. Let me create a face for this mug while it's filling up. I will select dark gray color and I will try to use circle oval tool to draw similar face for the initial one and then slowly gradually move to the open eyes. I hope we can use tween to do that. There's no need for me to do it frame by frame. Let's try it out. Zoom in, oval here and here, maybe lighter gray. Alright, I'm going to add tween to it, extend the frame and then add one more keyframe at the end of the sequence. And can I modify this at the end? Alright, it's also changing the distance between 3 objects. So I need to remove the one for the mouth as it will not work for me. As you can see, while I'm tweening this, it's stretching the whole group, not only individual shapes. So cannot do it like this. I will need to kick out this element. So I hit delete on my keyboard and now I will just do it for eyes. Tweening is not only for the movement, not only for moving the object around, but also to resize and rotate the object. In this case, I'm going to resize the object. So I got ovals and I'm going to change the proportion of it. Alright, so let's start again. I'm here, initial phase. I can make a new keyframe at the end of this sequence. Over here, new keyframe, and now I can modify it. It's acting a little bit strange because this is group, not only one object but a group. We got two shapes here. Let's try again. Move tool and let's modify it. Alright, that should be enough. So I got small eyes and they like kind of growing big while I'm filling the mug with the coffee. That's exactly what I want. Nice. I just used tween to do that. So it was quite quick process. I don't need to do it frame by frame. Let's move it one frame back like this. Alright. Just one more element is missing now. For this face, we got eyes ready. We need some kind of mouth for this little mug. So it seems like I will need to add one more layer to it, because I use twinning on layer number 5. It will require me to add one more layer here. So layer number 6 at the top. This will be super simple, just one static shape over here. A little circle. Let's extend that. And here it is. We got this sequence and then the mug is flying away. Alright, I think we got everything here. Let's double check. Mug coming in, filling with coffee, flying away. Alright, so we got nice loop here. The animation is looping. That's exactly what we need. So, all done. I prepare all assets first using Affinity Designer. Then I import them using the asset library on the right side of the program. And then I mostly just use the tween feature to move objects around. In addition, I got one sequence where I just draw it frame by frame for the coffee going down to the mug. This is frame by frame sequence, but rest of this animation is all done using tweening method. So I just move objects around using keyframes, and frames in between keyframes are done for me by the software itself. So that's a really fast way of animating. You don't need to do it all frame by frame. Alright, how about if I extend this a little bit here and reposition. I'm just modifying this exit sequence when the mug is flying away. Now this layer is locked, so I need to unlock it before I can make changes. Alright, let's move it out again, resize, rotate. Keep in mind, size and rotation is also part of the tween, so it will change smoothly while you're tweening the frame. Like this, coming out to the end of the screen, to the edge of the artboard. Alright, exactly what I want. I think I'm ready to export my work. As you can see, the Wick Editor is quite powerful little software. It's open source, so it's totally free, no watermark, stuff like that. Nice. Let's export this project. At the top of the screen, we got export button. After you click that, you can select between two options. We can export as a GIF or as a video. I select the video and now I need to wait for the software to finish the process. It may take a moment, alright, give it a time to render your video. After this process is finished, the web browser you are using currently will download the video to download folder. So you can find it in your web browser downloads folder. And here it is. I got my MP4 on my hard drive. Alright guys, I hope this video was helpful. Remember, you can prepare your asset in different programs and then import them inside the Wick Editor.